Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Paula with Paula's Imperfect Plans. On my channel, I share my personal planning and budgeting. Today is a budgeting video. We are actually coming back in to close out our monthly budget from the month of July. So I'm going to write that up here. This is not the same paper that I originally did the budget overview on when I filmed it, which I will try to remember to link up in the cards. But in going through my numbers and getting the numbers all together, the paper's quite messy. So I just wrote out back to what I had in the original budget breakdown. And so we're going to go through and look at my actuals to see how things came in. If I am going to write, positive changes, whether it's over positive changes. So under budget for bills, over budget for income in green, and I'll calculate the difference potentially, and negative changes. So under under budget for income, over budget for bills. Too late at night for me to be filming. So anyway, that's how I'm going to do it. Let's get into it. If that sounds interesting, stick around. Alright guys, so this is my July monthly budget overview. As I said, we'll just get right into it. I had budgeted myself at, no, I actually budgeted myself at $1903. I just transposed those numbers. And my actual income was $2,010.94. Going into the month, I wasn't sure just because we got raises, so I did not know what that change would look like. And for my husband, his take home was $2,909.97. For plasma, we ended up bringing in $10.60. My mileage was exactly what I expected it to be, so I'm just going to put that over here in black. So that's $415.52, so no change there. For sinking funds, we ended up pulling back in from sinking funds $2,413.50, which is higher income than expected, but you don't really, that's what they're there for. But and then from other, we budgeted nothing, but we ended up with $2,163.99. I believe that was two different, a payout to me of $30 from Rakuten, plus some cash back from a purchase, as well as a payout from my husband from Rakuten, and all of the life insurance money from previous from life insurance policy that we canceled. So we had an amount in a cash value, as well as a month of premiums for term policies. So that left our entire income for the month at $10,974.02. So obviously we were right on here. There was a difference of $107.94 in my income. There was a difference of $49.97 in my husband's income. There was a difference of $360 in plasma and $1756.50 in sinking funds. $163.99 in other income. So for a total difference of $10974.02 minus $653.552. So a total difference of $4,438.50. Going down to our budgeted expenses, our HELOC it was actually $468.48, which is a difference of $31.52. There was no difference in our church. That actually was $400. In daycare, we ended up paying $1,175, which is $122 less than we expected. We ended up paying $0 for life insurance, which was a difference of $138.54. The Gendro bill was as expected with no difference. The same for all of these fixed expenses, which is the good thing about most fixed expenses. However, I do, some of my bills that aren't always the same every month. They're still fixed expenses as they are bills I have to pay each month. That was $0 and that was $75 as expected. The cell phone bill was $196.09, which was a difference of $391, which puts us at $3,022.72 for fixed expenses, which is a difference of $295.97. So that leaves here us at $7,951.30. Okay, coming up to our variable expenses for the month. We actually did pull $560 for groceries. Our spending was actually a little bit less at $248.49. Eating out was right on at $120. We spent $0 on the Target, which is usually what we buy diapers, wipes, and pull-ups with. Household, I had budgeted $40 and we spent $20, which puts us $20 under budget. I had budgeted $100 for drinks and we spent $104.02. On beauty, we spent $100.31. On kids, we spent $115, which put us $20 over. This was over by $10.31, and this was over by $4.02. I'll come back to that. So family fun actually was $40, which was right on target. Car washes, we did $30, so that came in 10 under. 5-star actually, that's the diesel for my husband's truck, that was right on at 100. And our Amazon subscriptions ended up, which is all for household items, ended up being $160.76, which was $10.76 over budget. But when I look at the total, so I did have some red numbers here, but you'll notice I also had, so to cover drinks, I took some of my spending money, and to cover the extra stuff for kids, the extra $20 for kids was $20 to supplement the babysitter cash. So 10 came from car wash, 10 came from household. I don't know where the other 10 from household went, but so when I was over in these cash expenses, I pulled that cash from somewhere else, not for this. And not for that. But anyway, for drinks and kids, I pulled from car wash and spending. So overall in this category, even though we were over in several different line items, our total was $15.98 and 58 cents, which did put us under budget by $70 and 42 cents, which left us with 6,352.72. left to budget. So coming down to our car gas, we actually did put the $4.15.52, which is my whole mileage check, into for car gas. This is savings, so this is always when I get confused of how I should actually do this. So we actually did put $50 away for car repairs, $2 away for Google, $40 away for boots, $25 away for school, $0 actually away in a sinking fund for kids. That was actually hair on the last one. I did put $40 away for birthdays. And those are all the ones that came out on budget. So I guess savings would technically be a good thing to be over budget in. So I did not save any money for LP, so I was $20 short there. For holidays, I saved $30, so that put me ahead $10 more than I budgeted. For Christmas, I put away $100, so that's $50 more that I saved. For my passport, I only saved $5. For hair, I only saved $5. For daycare, oh, that was still $0. I did not put anything away in a daycare sinking fund. And for the project, we have budgeted to put away $700, and we actually saved $1406.40. So on this whole, in all of the sinking fund categories, we saved additionally $2,108.92, which is a positive difference of $391.66. There's just not enough room in that area to put. I was under budget and variable $70.42. I don't want to make it not readable. So that left us with $4,243.80 after that part of the budget. So moving up to our extra category, we were under, I didn't spend anything on work expenses. So extra is, so the emergency fund is savings. So the fact that I saved extra is a good thing. $437.24 I put in the emergency fund. On kids miscellaneous, I budgeted $50 and we spent $77.22. So that put us over by $27.22. We were over in all of our miscellaneous. In my miscellaneous, I spent $111.67. And like, so my miscellaneous, some of the items were budgeted for, like in our paycheck budgets under like clothes or budget line items, but they weren't budgeted for specifically here. So I just put them under miscellaneous spending for me. That's how I categorized it. And his miscellaneous spending was $69.84. So this was over by $61.67, and this was over by 18.84. And we actually didn't have to spend anything on actual home repairs, which is exciting, but we did spend a bunch of money in other places. So in just a plain giving category, I'm gonna put this in a different color because it was stuff we hadn't planned for when we did this. So giving, we ended up spending, so there's giving, there's extra food. I'll explain that in a second. LP. right, these were things that when we did our original budget overview that we had not planned to spend money on at all. So in giving, we spent an extra $76.99, which is a difference of $76.99 in extra food. So this is beyond our cash grocery money and our cash eating out money. We didn't swipe the card for any unplanned food expenses. And in this whole month, 2 whole pay periods, there was one time that we got unbudgeted food. It was 2 pizzas from Casey's for $19.69. That was the only unbudgeted food expense in this whole month. So only on one of those paychecks did we have unbudgeted food. And that is that is huge for us. So I know that it's an over budget right there, but I'm really proud of that. So for LP, let me explain this a little bit. I did put it in, I have LP down here in the sinking fund. I've been working on my LP sinking fund for quite some time. The paper came out from the local company where we get our LP saying that they were doing summer. You could do a contract in the summer, so you had 2 options. You could either pick X amount of gallons and prepay for so many gallons at like the lowest price, or you could contract so many gallons at a little bit higher price, which means that you still pay for them as you use them, but you have to use that, all of those gallons during the winter months. And then the third option is just to wait till winter and just pay the winter price. So it's a little bit like playing the markets, because generally LP is cheaper in the summer, but ever since the pandemic, I feel like things have been weird and sometimes it throws us a curveball. But so what we did was we prepaid. So the lowest dollar per gallon amount that they had, we prepaid for as many gallons as I could prepay for with what I had in our LP sinking fund. So over here, part of what came back in the sinking fund is the money to cover this. So that's where that came from. And I paid $801.74. That isn't all the LP that we will use this winter, but it's a nice credit on our account at this point in time. So while I technically, I wasn't budgeting to pay that this month, it's over budget, it came in from a sinking fund that was saved for it. So on paper, it looks like whatever, but it wasn't again, that's why we save all that money for LP ongoing, and hopefully it will be a more cost-effective decision to get that many gallons, however many gallons that was, I don't remember, at the summer price. So on our project, we've been working on a project on our garage. We have been funding it with plasma money. We have a sinking fund for it, so a lot of money came in and went into the sinking fund. This is the money that actually went out to do things on the project. So from what came in here plus other, what was already in the sinking fund. So the amount we spent on project costs was $2,383.01. We had a $161.66 vehicle repair, anyway, 150 of it had already been pulled aside for a sinking fund. So 161.66. So that money also came back in, and you'd see it in the sinking fund. That was that. And then our phone. My husband's phone just randomly, it's not all that old, just kind of quit working. So that actually came out of the emergency, that's the deductible on his device protection plan to get a replacement phone. So that came out of the emergency fund, and then with the next check I was able to put it right back in. So it didn't affect it long term, but I did have to pull it out of the emergency fund to cover that deductible. And then obviously we're $2,383.01 over budget on that. So our actual spending here in this extra category is $4,244.99. which if we come down here to the income portion, or if we come down here to like the summary part, I'm going to actually do the math with you here. That was our income. Our fixed expenses were $3,022.72. Our variable expenses were $1,598.58. Our sinking funds were $2,108.92. And then extra here is the 424499. So if we do the actual math on that, 10,97402 minus 2272 minus 159858 minus 210892 minus 424499. That leaves us at $1.19 over budget. And honestly, I think some of that comes from we spent was more than we budgeted. I don't know. Anyway, definitely have a buffer to cover that and figure out where all that went. But so really in all of our categories, we were under budget there, under budget and variable, and we were over budget in sinking funds and savings, which is a good thing. What got us was these extra expenses, which if we were, you know, the car repair and the phone, like those are typical things. The LP was something, again, that came in from a sinking fund. So while it wasn't technically on the budget, it was an expense we had saved for. Kind of the same thing for the project. So I mean, if you take those things out of the equation, it's small amounts of things. But anyway, that's where we were for the month of July. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have questions or comments, I'd be glad to hear about them below. And please subscribe. Thanks, and see you next time. Bye.